Usually, creation of the EC2 instance and the RDS is very simple task. So we will not more focus into that. I have already created the video on my channel. I will definitely share the links, but we will more focus on the how to automatically schedule the EC2 instance daily stop and start basically, which is the real time requirement. Okay, and then we will see how to schedule the backup for the daily basis. These are the main areas for the EC2 instance. Let me share the screen sharing. My screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, there is a background noise. I think.
I think it's from Vasu.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Vasu. So let me show you the diagram basically. So I use this draw.io tools. You can use obviously draw.io, okay, which is useful for design creating the architecture diagram for the AWS. Not AWS, even you can use for the other cloud as well. So if you just use the visit the link draw.io, you will redirect on this link, okay. And from here you can just simply search whatever the logo you want to use. Let's say RDS. You can just type here RDS and you can just search. So you will see here the button. So according to use case, you can just select which one you want to use. Same thing for EC2. So this is very simple, simple to use tool. Basically, you can just design the architecture. So normally you have seen in the LinkedIn profile or any YouTube videos. So they might be user just showing you the diagram basically. So they just create by using this tool or any other tools as well. There is one more tool, eraser eraser.io, which is also similar. So you can use this as well to design the architecture. So today we will see the real-time situation. You might get this requirement like you have two or multiple AWS accounts there in the environment, and in account A you have a EC2 instance, okay, and inside the in the account B you have a S3 bucket, okay. So from account A, I mean the EC2 instance, you want to access the account B S3 bucket, okay. This is the requirement, right, Namita?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here is the use case. Basically, you earlier asked the question like STS, no, temporary credentials. So this might be the helpful for you. So it's actually use assume role basically instead of creating the users credentials and configure here. So we can use assume role here. Okay. So what is the requirement basically in account B? We need to create one IMA role with the this S3 bucket policy. Okay, and then after the creation of the IMA role, it will generate one role ARN. Then account A, where is the EC2 instance? Okay, we need to create one IMA role here, and then we can assign that required policy. I will show you in the later. That policy we need to add in this, and then in the EC2 instance, we need to configure some profile basically. So we will show step by step. So these are the situation, okay, and then we will see. So yesterday I had just mentioned this step by step process. So after the session, I will definitely share this. So we have a two account as we have seen AWS A and B, where A has EC2 instance and B has S3 bucket. Okay. So first we will go to account B, where is your S3 bucket hosted, right? And we will create one IMA role there with this name demo across S3 IMA role. Okay. Where is the S3 bucket? I have a login in the incognito mode. So let me go to the IMA here, and I want to open here S3 bucket. So in the role basically when we just create the role, simply here we need to select the other account because we are giving the permission to other account. Okay, so just select this. If we are use case like we want to give the access within this account, then we will go with the these options. But now we need to give the access to the another account, so we need to choose this one. Okay, and just simply here the option select another account, and we need to enter the account a account id here where is the EC2 instance created, right? So let's go to that. So I have already collected the account id here, here. Okay, and then just simply paste here and simply click next. Here we need to create the policy. I have already created the policy for the single S3 bucket, okay, which is we already shown yesterday. I don't want to give all the bucket access here. I want to just simply give the get and list bucket access to for this only single bucket. Okay, so let me create one separate policy here. So just expand it and policy, open in new tab, create policy. Either you can use JSON based, sorry, not JSON, visual editor. Okay, graphical way, or you can just use the JSON method. Just simply paste here the bucket name. We have already bucket here. That is the reason I have not created the bucket. Okay, so just verify once again S3 cross account test. S3 bucket cross account test. Okay, and then just simply create the bucket policy, and we can give the policy name here, cross account. Okay, then just simply create policy. So once policy has been created, we can go back to the process which we are creating the role. Basically just refresh this button, so that policy will pop up here, and just search with the policy. What is the name? Demo cross account s3 access. Okay, this one. Just simply click on that and next. Role name we need to give. So what is the role name? I have this one. Simply copy and paste. Demo cross s3 IAM role. Okay, and then just simply create the role. So after created the role, just click on view roles, and we need to copy the role ARN basically. Okay, which is we need for the account A policy configuration. So just copy, and I'm just making a note of here. Okay, and then now account B setup has been completed. Now go to the account A where is the EC2 instance created. Okay, so inside the account A we can create one role, IAM role basically, for the EC2 instance. Okay, as a trusted entity. So let's see. So I'm logging to AWS account A here. Let me open the IAM in the separate tab, and role. Just simply create role, and now we don't need to select this option. We can go with this because we are granting the permission within this account. Okay, so simply use case we want to configure for the EC2 instance. Okay, if you want to configure for the lambda function, then you should select lambda here. Okay, EC2, and simply next. Now the policy is basically we need to give this assume role here. Okay, STS, security token service. So just replace the ARN which we have copied. Okay, in this policy. Just copy this policy And for now I'm just not giving any permission, just simply click next. Give the role name demo s3 cross EC2 access. Okay, and just click on next, create role. Just click on view role. Okay, now in the policy, in the permission basically, now we don't need to give the any other permissions. We can just simply click on add and create inline policy, and we can just paste that. Inline policy is basically the method is like this. Inline policy is completely restricted to this role only. We can't use this inline policy for another any roles or users. This is specifically bound to only this role basically. And if you tomorrow after the session completed, and if you delete this role, so this inline policy automatically get deleted. Okay, this is the difference in normal policy and this inline policy basically. Okay. Uh,
Namdev, can you repeat once again? What is the difference between?
the normal identity policy and this inline policy basically, identity policy basically means the normal policy, where when we have seen the EC2 instance full access, read only access, we can assign that policy to number of users or groups. Okay, but this inline policy only bound to particular users or groups. If we can't there is not possible to share with the another users basically. This policy we can't attach to another user or roles. It's a specifically bound to this role only. If tomorrow we delete these roles, then this policy will automatically delete. So no one can other person can use this policy or attach to another roles basically. This is specifically one-to-one relation in learn policy to identity role or users basically. I hope clear or not.
So we created a role and we added the your account to my account, right?
Earlier one we have created one role in your account where is S3 bucket presented. And
And we have given your account ID,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, here we have given the as a trust my account where the EC2
Okay,
instance present. Okay, and inside the
okay,
permissions we give the S3 bucket permission as simple as, because S3 bucket
okay,
is here. The same normal process
okay,
basically, but in the trust relationship we have given the my account ID here where is the EC2 instance
okay.
created,
Yeah.
because EC2 instance want to connect this S3 bucket right by using this role.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's clear now.
So, Vasu, inline policy clear, or should I explain again?
Yeah, yeah. This is only dedicated for one user, right?
Yes, yes, only one user or role. We can't use this assume role to any other assume permission to any other users or groups. It's a specifically bound for the one-to-one.
Okay.
And in the normal policy, when we delete any users or roles, in that situation, policy will not delete in the normal policy basically, but inline policy will get deleted when we delete any roles or users. So in short, the difference is basically inline policy is bound to only single users or roles, not the multiple one, and you can't attach to multiple roles basically.
Okay.
So now in the EC2 instance account basically account A, we are creating one role. Okay, and in that role we are giving the assume role permission basically, and we have mentioned the ARN here. This ARN we have created in the account B where is the S3 bucket basically. So what will happen when we, I will show in the when we do the practical. So when this account, I'm in the EC2 instance, request for the access basically temporary credentials. So this will contact to this role basically by using this whatever the permission we have defined right for S3 bucket. So it will assume role and it will generate the temporary credentials, and whatever the permissions are there, it will perform the operations on the EC2 instance basically. because this user doesn't have any direct access. So this user will get the help by using this ARN, where is the S3 bucket we have created. Okay, so simply now click next, and we can give the policy name demo 3 cross access from EC2. And give any name, just I'm just giving this name. Simply create this policy demo S3 cross access. So now our basic setup is done basically. Okay, so we have created I am a role here where the S3 bucket, okay, with the policy, and inside the trust entity we given the access account ID access for this account A, okay, for this role, and we have added this S3 bucket permission for this user, for this role, okay, not for this role, okay. And inside the account A we have created one IAM role, which will use for the EC2 instance, this EC2 instance, okay. And for this IAM role we have created one inline policy which can take help or get the credentials assume role, basically by using assume role from here to access this bucket, okay. So now we need to do one more configuration. Now we need to log into our EC2 instance, okay, and we need to configure this profile basically. Okay, let me show you again. So here we need to just replace the ARN. This role ARN basically, we have created the role in the account B where is the S3 bucket, okay. So now we need to log into EC2 instance, okay. Either we can use putty or we can use direct console access here. You can just simply select this EC2 instance and simply click on connect, okay, and just do again connect, okay. So it will automatically connect through the console. Yeah, connected. Now we can go into the sudo su for the root permission. And now as I yesterday shown, when we configure AWS configure, it will generate two files, right, credentials and configure. So where it is generated basically under the root user, we can see the file folder .aws right here. So we need to go into that folder .aws, okay, and simply there is a config file. So we can just do vim here. Yesterday I have done practice, so let me delete this. Okay. So now I am just pasting the configuration here. So here is basically I am just configure the one profile. Uh, Yesterday or someday I just explained you, right. If you have multiple AWS accounts, so we can use hyphen profile option, right. Did you remember?
Yes.
So same way we can just mention the profile here, test, okay. And this role ARN basically normally we will get the region or something, but in this situation we need to add this role ARN here, okay, because this role will use as a getting the temporary credentials for account B where is the S3 bucket created. So a real role ARN basically we get from the account B role ARN, okay. This one 5611 and this role, okay, 5611, okay. And credential source basically EC2 instance metadata. What is the EC2 instance metadata? Basically you might heard about the user data, but EC2 instance metadata is basically when we fetch EC2 instance metadata for any particular instance, it has all the configurations like EC2 instance type, IP address, and all the basically properties, EC2 instance properties. So this will use as a getting the credentials, temporary credentials from the EC2 instance metadata, okay. And then just simply save this file. And now just to test it's properly working or not, there is one more command. This is just to verify, assume role is working fine or not. It's basically we use generate temporary credentials with these options, and we use hyphen hyphen profile test. Okay, because we have created a test profile here in the config. If you see the config file, here we have mentioned, right, test. So in the real time project, whatever you have mentioned in the profile name, you can give this, you can add here. Instead of test, you can use that profile. Okay, so let me just run this command. It's giving the error because we have not attached that role to EC2 instance. We need to attach, right? So where is the account created? We have in this account A, we have created one role, right? Demo S3 cross account access. So we need to assign this role to that EC2 instance. How we can assign? It's very simple. Just connect that, click on that server from the action. Okay, and the security. Here is the option modify IAM role. Okay, and here just refresh. What is the role name? Let me copy. Just search here. Okay. Demo S3 cross EC2 access. Just select that and update role. Okay, and now run again the same command. Yeah, you can see the your account details, right, Namita? Your account B, where we have created the S3 bucket. Okay, it should print like this, the session basically temporary credential.
Okay.
Now we will try to access that bucket. Okay, what is the bucket name? Let me go to that account. S3 bucket cross account test. Okay, so I have already note down here S3 bucket cross. So let me run this command. So we can execute this command. Basically I'm just giving the command like AWS S3 ls, just list out the whatever the folder present there. Okay, and I'm using profile hyphen hyphen test because we have configured the test profile. So just press enter. So if the user has proper permission, so it will print the whatever the data present inside the bucket. Okay, now we have 4 files there. So let's go to that S3 bucket account and cross verify, which is account B. Okay, so just click on that bucket. So as of now you can see there are four files. Let me delete 2. We need to add this option perma. We deleted 2 files and just now 2 are remaining. So let's execute the same command again. Yeah, so this way you can use your cross account role basically to access any particular account access, yeah, bucket. If you are using any applications, front end applications, so in that application you need to configure in the SDK. Developer know better way how to configure the SDK profile basically, but this way you can just configure for the cross account access.
So for other services, how we gonna configure in the dot config file? Because we have EC2 instance over there, we can configure in the config, but for other services, how it will happen?
Other means lambda function.
Yeah, any other? Yeah, let's consider a lambda here.
Yeah, for the lambda function you can select that role basically. Let's say let me open this lambda function, and in the configuration you can see existing role, right? So if I just click on edit and here existing role, so you can just select that role here, demo, which we have created. It's not showing here because when we create the role, right, this one we have created for the EC2 instance use case, right?
No, actually, you can add it here, but
Hmm.
for EC2, how you add like in the .config file. So for EC, sorry, for Lambda, how you will do that?
That config, right? This one, where it is.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
This configuration.
yes, yes.
1 minute. I think there is option course or something. Let me check. Where is the lambda function?
So, is there anything like account to account verification? Once that connection is established, like verification has been done, then we can directly uh, use those services from other account. Because every time we need to add whatever the role ARN inside that particular service.
Right. So the question is basically, what is the question basically?
So we have two accounts, right?
Hmm.
So do we have anything function like to authenticate between two accounts?
No,
Once that verification is done, we can use services directly from the two accounts.
org level I'm not sure, but whatever as of whatever the knowledge I have, so we need to use this assume role basically to access the cross account services. If you are
Okay.
talking about the network part like VPC, then obviously there is a VPC peering options and the direct connect options where you can configure the private connectivity between two AWS accounts basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but service level you can use assume role to access the cross account service resources.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for the lambda function there might be definitely options, but we need to check that how to configure that. There
Okay.
might be
And
some certain different process.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh, where we use that OpenID Connect, there is one. I'm not sure where is that.
I think when we create the row users,
Mhm.
when we create the role, there is different identity basically. If you have a org
Okay.
level any active directory or any SAML federation, so you can use according to that. So it's a company to
Okay.
company. We can use there. Sometimes use company SSO octa based authentication basically. So we need to
Yeah.
first log into Okta and then we can enter into the particular account. So this kind of
Okay. So
setup, we actually I don't done anything because everything done by the client side, and it's for the
okay.
enterprise organization they have a separate team for this security team. So they do basically. Yeah, but for the knowledge purpose, we should know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, and suppose we are having the Active Directory on prem.
Hmm.
So how the connection we can make with that Active Directory?
There is certain configuration basically that we need to integrate here.
Okay.
Yeah, but exact process not sure. Need to check on this
Okay.
because this kind of situation not handle. It's already set up by the client side or any enterprise organization,
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
and in the real time there is not a guarantee you will get this kind of task basically because everything is set up already there. As a practice
No,
you can definitely try. Yes, yes.
I just wanted to know like how it happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, any doubts in this cross account?
No, it's clear now.
Was there anything? So just for the if you do some hands-on practical on this, so you will get some more confidence basically. So process is very simple. Just account B where is the S3 bucket created, we need to create one IMA role basically, and the policy for this S3 bucket. Okay, so and in this account A we need to create one IMA role, and in that trust policy we need to add this role ARN basically. So this is the steps I will share with you. Okay, after the session I will share you on email address. WhatsApp will not be a feasible options because in the email at least you should have a copy of this text. Instance creation, should I show you or you already aware? I hope you already aware, right?
Yes.
Vasu, for you, should I show you how to create the instances? No, you're not audible. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, it's not required. I'm okay for that.
Okay,
I know it.
yeah. So now I will show you basically the real time situation. Suppose we have a different multiple accounts, dev, test, and production, and for the dev and test environment, running servers 24/7 is not feasible fe- sensible, because we should not run 24/7 for the lower environment server basically. And this is a part of the cost optimization basically. If we stop the server in midnight, obviously we will save some sort of costing there to make a shutdown after the business hours. It might be a night period, right, after the business hours. So to schedule this, there is a different way as well. We can either write down the lambda functions, Python base or Node.js base, and in that you can mention the tag base or instance ID you can use. And one more services are there, system manager basically. It's a AWS managed service. So in that, a state manager is a feature. We can use that to stop and start the EC2 instance. So let's check that. And you can use that service for database as well. If you have any MySQL or Aurora database, you can use that service to stop and start on the daily basis. You can just search with the
So,
system.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
For
yes,
RDS,